Hello and welcome to another episode of Music and Words Unite. I'm your co-host Troy, and with me I have my friend, co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, hi.
Okay, and today we are going to be doing a track-by-track album review and album analysis of the album. I said the word album like 50 times.
Album.
Error by The Warning. All right, Mark. Now, we have reacted to a few Warning songs on this very channel. In fact, two of them from this album. That's why we're starting with this album, because I remember when we did Choke, I was like, oh, we got to listen to this full album because we really like that song. So yeah, so the way we do this is we're really big into albums, guys. Like, we love listening to records and vinyl and streaming and CDs and all kinds of formats. And if you follow anything else on our channel, you're going to see all kinds of album reviews from many genres and decades. And this is going right into it. You know, for us, this is a serious thing. We really love listening to music, taking it serious, taking notes, analyzing the lyrics, potentially analyzing the music as well, and giving our real honest thoughts about it, and discovering new music, right? That's what it's all about. That's what this channel is about, and sharing it with other people. So Mark and I share stuff with each other all the time that we haven't heard, and now this is something from the community, you know, YouTube community and our community, that we haven't heard. So I'm excited about that. So Mark, the first song is Disciple, and I'm going to play a clip from that, okay? A clip from the first track, Disciple. Now, we didn't talk about the intro track. Now, the intro track is Intro 404, which, if you know anything about technology or about the web at all, you'll know that it's an error, not found error, right? Mm-hmm. And that intro is, if I remember correctly, is an instrumental. And it's kind of builds a little bit of tension before this first song, right? Now, so let's talk about the song. I'll go first, and then the way we do this is usually Mark and I go back and forth trading who goes first on each song, just to, I don't know, shake it up, make it interesting. So I'll go first on this one. I'm getting a theme here. I took some notes about it, and I got a theme about the album. It seems like the album is talking about the dangers of technology, potentially, and getting sucked into a digital world, allowing these things to control you, allowing the algorithm. You know, people don't realize it, but the music that you consume, the television that you watch, like if you're using the internet for television, like YouTube, for example, right? Or Netflix or whatever, that is heavily influenced by algorithms, right? And so we're a little bit, and even your social media feed, for example, things you consume. Every day we are just bombarded with things that are being curated and customized to literally suck as much time as possible from us, because time equals money when it comes to ad revenue. And so that is what I think this is talking about. So there's one aspect of it could be this getting sucked into the digital system. And another one could be, you know, it also could be an allegory for, Mark, before we were recording, we actually shared some notes, and there's some, maybe, I'll let you talk about it, but maybe some political things that there's an allegory here for as well. So yeah, and also isolationists, right? I think the more that, maybe this is what this is talking about, the more that we stay online, right? And the more people we talk to, sometimes you can feel the more alone. So this song, I think, is talking about maybe talking to the listeners of the song, maybe calling them disciples. I'm not totally sure. If I'm wrong, let us know in the comments, please, because we're trying to learn, right? So this is just an initial analysis. Yeah, let us know in the comments. We also have a free Discord, which is our community, and it's like a big music club. If you want to join that, and we have a warning channel in there, you can post in there. Come in there, and link for that will be in the pinned comment. So, all right, Mark. So that's what I got out of that. Musically, though, I thought it was really cool. It kind of opens in this drop D riff, kind of 90s style, right? Have you ever heard the first Filter album?
Oh yeah.
So you remember that song, "Hey Man, Nice Shot"?
Of course.
Okay, like I don't know why that song. This song doesn't sound like that, but that song, it's a drop D riff, and that's one of the most, like in my head, like staple drop D riffs from the '90s I can even think of. There's a bunch of them, right? So I hear a lot of influence, even in this one song, but on the whole album, from '90s rock, late '90s rock, and then artists like Paramore, for example. Some of the influence I'm hearing on this. And then obviously the ladies are doing their own thing. They're putting their own spin on everything, their own style. So, yeah. As far as musically, though, not too complex, but a straight ahead grooving 4/4 rock song. Drop D. Obviously, it's in minor key. So, and then last but not least, the vocals really kind of soar, well, like a lot of the warning choruses do, right? And then I had one note, and I'll turn over to you, Mark, for the instrumental of this, reminding me a lot of a 90s alt-rock instrumental piece, which I thought was pretty cool, because you don't hear it that much anymore. So let's play that.
People always be at the front when the sun goes down.
So it's nothing too crazy, right? It reminds me a little bit of the guitar solo in "Smells Like Teen Spirit," right? Where it's nothing too crazy, but it's simple, but it's a nice repeating melody that you can sing along to, and it serves the song well. So, Mark, what did you think about this song?
Really good album opener. It's they have this unique sound to them. It's like a hard rock, like stadium sound, but it's like almost like anthemic too, if that makes any sense. Like they have these like these like shouting choruses and like these like chanting sections that are just like, like you feel like you're at a concert when you listen to it, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
And it's very cool to hear that, like, from a band, especially of like three young girls.
Sure.
Can't say that enough, really. Lyrically, though, I do agree with you that this song is definitely like an anti, like modern tech song. Like, don't spend all your time on your phone or your computer. Right, go out and do something, play music, something like that. But I also think that there's also like some anti-government, anti-fascism like undertones in this song.
Yeah,
one example is
talking about.
One example is like in the bridge when they shout like "kill the system," which is like anti-establishment, right, basically. Right. Which is cool because like we're like, this is even before my time, before a lot of people's time, but like 1984 was always one of my favorite books, and that's like anti-establishment, anti like everything basically, and I can I don't know if they're fans of it, but that's kind of the vibes I get from this. Okay. Musically though, the song's in D minor. It's got that Ali's like crunchy bass throughout the whole song.
Yeah, for sure.
Really good bass like rhythm. Danny has good riffs in this song, and then Powell's always on point with the drums. It's clean, but it's also like gritty at the same time, which is cool. I can appreciate that. And her vocals are always solid. They're always like soaring and very cool. And I think this is a great opener for the album.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I totally agree. So why don't we move on to the next song, which is Choke, which is one we've reacted to. So we'll play a clip from that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say goodbye. In the end, it won't matter at all. I'm sure I won't survive the fall.
Well, you're up first on this one. So what did you think about this song?
All right. Well, we had a reaction to this video, and I really enjoyed it then. Her vocals, Danny's vocals on the song are awesome. They're goosebump inducing, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
Lyrics on this song are really cool too. Well, not cool. I mean, they're more personal, I think.
Sure.
Cool in a sense that they're well written, but they're not like the subject matter is certainly not cool because it deals with like depression and like kind of overcoming it, which is cathartic and empowering at the same time, which is nice. But especially like the lyric "Wear your tears like jewelry." It's nice lyric, like very cool, very poetic.
Sure.
Musically, the song is it's a crescendo. It builds up. Starts out with like her quiet vocals, and then it kind of just builds into like that really powerful like chorus. It's got a nice hard rock groove to it. The bass, drums, great. Like just your usual warning, like run of the mill. Not run of the. That's a terrible choice of words. Yeah, it's a powerful track, especially the chorus. Like, the first time we heard it, we were like, damn, like very powerful. Like her vocals on the song are very powerful.
I would say I didn't mean to cut you off, but honestly, the chorus of this song and this song in particular is what made me interested to even review the album for the most part. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is like another like anthem type track, more of like a ballad though, which I've come around with ballads over our album reviews, so
if you don't know, Mark notoriously doesn't like ballads, but I tend to like ballads. So every time we do an album review, it's like, okay, it's a ballad. Is he gonna like it? Am I gonna be all emotional about it? And usually, but I'm glad you're coming around, Mark. I'm
definitely coming around for sure. Yeah, because I used to be a certified ballad hater. Now, now I can appreciate some of them.
That's good.
But I think this is an album highlight, definitely for me.
For sure. I have 3 clear favorites for me personally on the album, so I'll save them. I'll just say them when I get to the songs. But and this is one of them. This is one of my top 3 on the album.
Okay.
Not that I don't like the other ones. I'm just saying the 3 that stood out as my absolute favorites on the record.
No, you said you don't like the other ones.
I like the last song, and that wasn't one of my top 3. So okay. So for me, you already talked about the lyrics. Totally agree. The lyrics are nice. They're well written, I should say. And the metaphor of choking maybe on your own emotions. I think there's a lyric in there. I had a note about comfortably in pain. or something like that. So like a machine, every day I'm on hold. It's cold, but this is where I'll stay. So yeah, lyrically, it seems very introspective compared to the last song, which was more about outward looking into the world and to the politics or the technology. Musically, though, pre-chorus, I mean, obviously the chorus is very strong. That's obvious. But for me, what makes it stand out and really what makes the chorus even better is that pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is very strong, and there's a cool drum rhythm that happens in the pre-chorus that's almost like a little bit dance hall-y groove. You'll see what I mean. I'm gonna go back a little bit. It has a really nice groove to it that sets up that huge chorus. So let me go back and play that. Let me see. This part. Pre-chorus builds to this, and that seems to be something they are good at, is writing pre-choruses to really make their anthemic choruses stand out. So really appreciated that one. But for me though, overall, very cool song. It has a similar feel to maybe like an Evanescence style tune, where it's kind of like this power rock ballad that builds and has this amazing like chorus, think about like, like Bring Me to Life or something like that, So yeah, very cool song. One of the highlights on the album for me. All right, the next one is Animosity. I'm gonna play a clip from that.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world. I don't know what is worse, the utter waste of time or the eroding of my mind. Alive means to be dead, a bullet to the head. The guilt faded away, the anger has subsided, yet its shadow still remains. I always give too much, it was never enough. Get dressed in black and mourn again. Fake funerals for all my friends, 'cause I can't let it go. No, I won't let it go. It's killing me again. I replay it in my head when I'm alone. I hope that you're alone now. It's not me, it's you, the one who never got a clue. Drowning your guilt. If karma doesn't hit you, then I will.
All right, well, that was a clip from Animosity, Mark. Another kind of mix, to me, influence there. I'm hearing a lot of 90s, but in particular pop punk style. Even like late 90s Offspring. At the beginning in that verse, think about like maybe, I haven't heard this song in so long, but it popped out of my head. Like The Kids Aren't All Right, I think the song's called. I'm hearing a little bit of that, and then when it kind of breaks into that chorus, another really strong chorus. For me, it's a little bit of an earworm, although the lyrics are kind of bleak, maybe. Alive means to be dead, a bullet to the head. I think it's probably a metaphor for obviously what she's feeling at the time, right? What I got out of it was it seems to be about like betrayal and bitterness, and maybe about like a breakup. I mean, the song is called Animosity. I don't know if it's exactly about a breakup, to be fair, but I'm just saying it does sound like bitterness and maybe some betrayal going on. So yeah, what did you think about this one?
Well, Animosity is like a pretty sick late 90s, early 2000s new metal band. So, maybe there's a connection there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is like a very angry song, I think. Like, I get like a lot of like teen angst from this song, if that makes any sense. Like, I wrote down in my notes, like, the one line, "It's not me, it's you, the one who never got a clue. Drown in your guilt. if karma doesn't hit you, then I will. I mean, that's like such a that's like such a like a teen angst like type line to me.
Sure.
It's anger, but it's also like kind of immature in a way. Not saying that like they were young when they wrote this, so it's kind of like I think they were probably still teenagers when they wrote this, right? This is what 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Just about, right?
Yeah.
Maybe early 20s, but I'm not sure how old they are. Anyway,
well, I think that they all vary in age. So some of them, I think Allie was probably definitely a teenager. I'm guessing at the time.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, this song's cool. It's up tempo and it has that driving sound that most of their songs have. It's pretty smooth too. But like I agree with you when you say that it sounds like The Kids Are Alright by The Offspring. It does have like a pop punk kind of sound to it a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Albeit with, like still like a hard rock sound, which is like, it's pretty cool though, like how they kind of like snuck that in there. Yeah, this is a good track. This is definitely one that like I would revisit, I think, in later listens.
Okay. Well, the next one is Money. And no, it's not Pink Floyd's Money, but it's The Warning's Money. All right. As soon as I click it, I'm just expecting to hear the Pink Floyd bass intro. All right. All right, let's hear it. Here we go. So that was a clip from Money. I think you're first on this one, Mark, so why don't you take it away?
Okay. A song about the ageless tale as old as time, money is corrupt. I mean, there's a lot of bands that have covered this topic before. This is nothing new, obviously. The song is pretty cool in the fact that I like that like guitar riff and like the verse, like the do 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 do. I think that's pretty cool, music wise.
Yeah. Well, did you say "Tale as Old as Time," Mark? Is that what you said?
I did.
Song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. One of the greatest songs ever written, Mark. So
look at you.
Yeah,
look at you.
I know all these Disney songs thanks to my daughter. So. Yeah. Some of them are better than others, and that's a good one. So, all right, okay, all right. So, Money. What I got out of this one, Mark, is what jumped out to me right away is White Stripes, Seven Nation Army. Yeah. I was like, okay, they must have been listening to White Stripes when they wrote this song. So that jumped out at me. Arena rock, totally hear that, like totally, right? And I'm a big fan of arena rock, as you know, Mark. A lot of the music I listen to is arena rock style, so that's not a bad thing to me. That's a good thing. Well, it's neither here nor bad. It's just a style of music that I happen to like.
Sure.
And you mentioned theatrical. I hear that too, right? There's some theater going on in there. You already talked about the lyrics, so I'm not going to say too much about that. But, it is a cool song. And I'm hearing some White Stripes, right? Obviously, it's not like the Pink Floyd's Money, but it has a similar, Pink Floyd's Money starts off with that bass line, and the bass line drives it, and the bass line kind of drives this song too, with the guitar riff follows. So, some similarities there. But overall, cool song. Not in like my top 3 or anything on the album, but a cool song. The next one is Amour. So let's play a clip from that. pre-chorus.
Do you love and hate me? What you make
That's good.
me before you
There it is. Build it. Keep going. I like how they really like how they use it to build to this.
For me, say if I would die, would you die for me? Would you die for me?
And the bass in the mix for this song is
Very good.
Now would you die?
I had in my notes.
Don't you think it's
I already talked over that bass line. Rewind it. I had in my notes. I got to listen to it again, but the harmonies in the second verse. Why don't we take a listen to that real quick? I'll rewind it to that bass part.
now would you die? Don't you think it's too easy to love the light we show? It is only in shadows
Those background
when the
harmonies.
truth is finally known.
Love it. Great.
Come a little closer to me, but like you promised that you would.
It's really I don't believe that happened in the first verse. I'd have to go back and listen to it. But that's a really nice songwriting trick. Is you have the verse is very similar structure and the same melody, but you start adding on things like harmonies in the second. It just makes it much more interesting. It builds the song. So yeah, I thought this was a cool song. This song, I'm not sure if it's in my top 3, but it would be in my top 5. I would say out of the list.
I think this one was, if I'm correct, was in my top 3 actually.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you talk about it more, Mark. Then.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Well, I've already. Some of my notes I really had where the pre-chorus was really strong. I really like the second verse harmonies. You go, and then I'll just talk about the lyrics at the end.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I just like the I really like Danny's vocals a lot in that song. I think they're some of the most like melodic and like heart wrenching, if that makes sense. Like soaring, I guess is another word. They're really nice in this song. They're almost like romantic, which I really like. The song, and I also really like the French, like how they threw French in here, like the French lyrics, which is cool.
Sure.
Yeah, and like the song seems like it's about kind of like an obsessive relationship. Like I love you, but like you have to do this, basically, type of thing. Which is like, unfortunately, I think happens a lot. That's just what I got out of it.
Okay.
Don't laugh at me, Troy. It's my
No. I actually agree with you. I think the song is like romantic in theory.
Yeah,
But not really. Yeah. It's a
in
little bit
theory,
like-
yeah. I'm talking about her vocals, not the lyrics. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I thought you were talking about the. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the vocals. Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Okay.
her vocals are
Okay.
just they're very dramatic, and they're like soaring and almost like haunting on this song, which I really like because I do most of the time really like her vocals a lot, but this song especially.
Okay.
Yeah, the bass in the mix is just phenomenal. Sounds awesome, and honestly reminds me of like. Did you play like Super Nintendo when you were younger?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So like that system, for some reason, like the music chip, the bass is just outstanding on that, and like you always like hear it in like the music, like for games, like the bass is just completely stand out, and that bass riff reminds me of the game F-Zero, which has like
I do remember. Yeah.
every like level has like this just amazing bass line that you just can't get out of your head. And it's like ding 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 ding. It's just like it's stuck in my head. It's so good. Yeah, I mean everything else is great. Like the guitars are great. They're always just solid. Yeah, this is definitely a standout for me. This is one of my favorites.
I think there's a lyric here that says "Life is better when broken." There's also a lyric that says "Let's be lonely together."
Well, here's the French one's translated.
Okay.
I'll love you always. My heart is yours. I hate you, love of my life. I adore you.
So it does seem like a complex relationship of,
right.
Maybe people chasing each other. They're both miserable, but they find misery in company. I'm not totally sure. That's what I'm getting out of it. So, overall, I thought it was, one of the strongest songs on the record, in my opinion. And it's a song I would definitely come back to. For me, it's if it's not top 3, it's like top 5 on the album. So for me personally. All right. The next one is one that we have reacted to already, which is Evolve.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Offspring thing.
Yeah.
Well, that was a clip from Evolve. Now I'm going to go, it has that late 90s punk kind of influence there, pop punk influence, Offspring a little bit. Not early Offspring, the late 90s Offspring, it's a little bit different. They have a little bit more polished pop sound in the late 90s, I would say. Another, and I have no idea if that's an influence, but I'm saying in the late 90s, that was a very popular style of music. So I'm just using that as an example. And early 2000s as well. So I thought the chord progression is very interesting in the chorus because it goes somewhere that my brain doesn't expect it to go, which makes it interesting. So I'll just show you. Let's see. This part's all within the wheelhouse with my brain thinking, right? Right? And then this part. That part of the progression and the melody definitely shakes it up for me, and I like that. It's surprising. That riff, though, right after the chorus there, and that's kind of like the main riff, that one is a really cool riff. Same kind of era, I would say, for me, where it harkens back to. And actually, I think it's in an odd time signature, or not odd potentially, but I counted it when I was listening to this. It's like 1 bar 4/4 and then 3/4. Or you could count it 8/8 6/8. It would equal the same. So it has definitely, you feel that 3/4 when you're listening to this when it comes around the second time. So yeah, I thought it was really cool to throw in a 3/4 bar in there in the riff. So yeah, I thought it's a really cool song. Lyrically though, it does seem like I'm just looking at my notes here. Maybe it's going back to the first song, the Disciple song, potentially. I'm reaching here maybe because I've only listened to it a few times, right? But that, you know, it could be like an empowering message, could be, right? To just break out of the norms kind of thing. Or maybe it's a song about evolving through technology, you know? And maybe the good and the bad of that. I'm not sure. But if you know, let us know in the comments. So yeah, that's what I got to say. And I would say that main riff kind of has like a Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace. I don't know. I hear a little bit of that stuff in there. So yeah, okay. What is it? What about you, Mark? What did you think of this song?
Well, this is, one I'm familiar with because we reacted to it before. I read some kind of a review of the song, and somebody said that the groove is propulsive, which I thought was a very interesting adjective to use.
Propulsive. Okay.
Propulsive, yeah. Like, it's like, when I think of propulsion, I think of like a rocket, obviously. So it's like, so I thought that was an interesting word to use. It's definitely like one of their faster and more aggressive songs on the album. I really like in the bridge. The bridge is really cool how it like kind of it's like almost like a breakdown, and then Paulina does like one of those like Roger Daltrey-esque screams in it, like the just kind of like
right,
like he does on what is it My God, I can't even think right now which song he does that on. It's Won't Get Fooled Again, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, you know how he just like screams in the middle of the song. I thought that's cool. I like the dissonant chords of the song. I like how it has like a rawer sound too. I feel like than the rest of them. A lot of the other songs are like pretty polished. This song is like definitely more like raw and like aggressive, which I automatically like as a fan of like, you know, metal and harder rock stuff. So
Sure.
this is always a song I thought was really cool. Yeah, and lyrics wise, I think you hit it on the nail pretty well.
Right.
You know, we want to improve, but are we really going to improve? It's like a philosophical thing, you know. So
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I thought it was cool. Good song.
Cool. All right. Cool. The next one is Error, which is the title track.
Error.
Error.
It's a weird word, isn't it? There's 3 R's in it.
You want people to love you. It's encoded in your greed. I will give you the power, but I need you to sneak
Nice harmonies there again.
the side effects, and
Another
now
good
you
pre-chorus.
want us to connect. It's never truly wrong to want to grow. What do you want to know? On the air inside. At the end of the day, for all the time, everybody must die. It's the freedom of choice that kills the mind, and it hurts you just to think of it. You can free me, but you don't. On the air you hide, but you always want me so.
This one, Mark, I thought, you know, it's another kind of rockin' tune. It's that main riff is similar to the last song. It's not the same riff. It's not in a 3/4, but it has a nice, you know, what did it say? Propulsive? Is that what you said?
Propulsive, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a new word I'm learning.
It stuck with me when I read that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay. Yeah. You know, I like the breakdown there in the pre-chorus. The harmonies are really nice. I think what stuck out to me the most is when you think about the last song, which was talking about evolve, right, and kind of a call for evolution. This one is maybe more like a warning of, well, what happens if you do that? And like
you said the warning.
You know what I did? You got
said
me,
the
Mark.
warning.
You got me. So anyway, great. Thanks, Mark. And I lost my.
Sorry, I'm
just
sorry.
kidding. That's fine. That's fine.
My bad.
I did say the warning. That you're not wrong about that. So there is this. Maybe this song is maybe it's kind of a reaction to the previous song, which is evolve, but things could go horribly wrong, you know, especially like with transhumanism. And I'm, you know, this is a non-political statement, but there is some amazing thing. This song reminded me of this bit, the last 2 songs. There's some amazing things going on with this company, Neuralink. I don't know if you're too familiar with it, but there's like 2 paraplegics who got this chip installed. I'm like simplifying this, but essentially a chip is installed, hooked up to their brain, right? And they can actually control the computer with their mind. And it's not science fiction, it's real. Like they're playing video games on it, doing work on it and everything. And to me, that's the first step of, I mean, that is going to be a type of transhumanism where there's going to be an interface in your brain with a computer. And it's already happening, is what I'm saying, in a few people in the world, right? And I can see, well, that's a type of an evolution, right? And maybe at some point we go from, and you can see here on the album cover, right? You have a VR goggle, right? What if you don't need the goggles anymore? What if it's just in your brain, you know? That's like the real evolution from a technology perspective. So that's, that's something fun to think about, right, Mark?
That's very profound of you.
Okay. So, all right, Mark. Obviously, this is a cool song. It's a nice kind of rocking tune. the lyrics I think are interesting, right? For sure. And yeah, I pretty much gave my thought about it. What do you think about this song, Mark?
All right. So just to tack on to what you said about the lyrics, I agree. I also think their response to the emergence of AI in the past 5 years and how much it's come, with how startlingly like complex it is already, and like there's a line in the song, it's "You're my maker, but you're not my master." I mean, that sounds like, you know, someone born of AI to me.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really like, not to like kind of, you know, take an aside here, but it is getting pretty insane with AI out there and how it's getting really hard to tell the difference.
It's only going to get harder.
Yeah. I was gonna say, and it's only going to get worse and more frightening. So
sure.
This is a warning. I said it for the future. Yeah. You know, the 1010.
Yes.
There's a Rush song called "The Body Electric" where they already like kind of do that. So I don't know. I don't even know if they know that song exists or they did it on their own here. But it's like the same exact thing, and I immediately thought of that song when I heard it.
There you go.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like I was like, oh shit, like, you know, Rush, nice.
Right, sure.
Like I don't know if they like the song "The Body Electric" on "Grace Under Pressure" from 1984.
Oh, but you know what, Mark? Maybe they're I mean, I'm not blowing smoke here. Mark and I recently reviewed an album, Signals by Rush, right? It was my first time listening to that album in full. Similar style to this episode. And there's songs, there's like the Analog Man and the Digital Man, and there's similar concepts from 1983 or whenever that was, from 1982.
1982, yeah.
Yeah, similar concepts lyrically that what I'm hearing here. It's just that now it's more of a reality, right? Of what we're hearing. So, yeah, cool.
Back then it was just like a thought or like science fiction. Now it's like really almost a reality.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but musically though, it's good. Good song. The instrumental is good. One of those tracks where it's like, you know, it's great. I've really no negatives about it, to be honest.
Okay, awesome. Let's move on to the next one, which is Z. I think I am first on this one, right? I'm going to start with the music first, and then I'll get to the lyrics. I actually think the lyrics are very interesting to this song. Okay, so the music reminds me a bit of, in a good way, the Money song, where you have that kind of bass line that's the main driver of the song. It's not the same bass line, obviously, but bump, 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 right? And the Money one was that similar. It reminded me of that White Stripes song, right? So it has like a really nice grooving bass line. It's a really fun song musically, very catchy, and has there's not a lot of guitar solos on this album. But this does have a guitar solo on it, so that kind of stood out to me. But I want to talk honestly more about Well, it reminded me a little bit of Muse in a certain way, but and I know that Muse are a big influence of theirs. That's what I heard from the fans. So the lyrics, though, I could be totally off on this. I think the lyrics are a bit ambiguous. Number one. Number two, the fact that it's called Z with a single letter, and the lyrics are talking about questioning lies that you've been fed, right? Watch out because the truth they sell is rarely true, right? So it's talking about propaganda, I think. They, meaning it's not an individual, it's a collective body, right? And that's one thing I got out of it. And there's another one that says, loneliness, dear friend of mine. So it kind of reads like a code name, potentially. You know what jumped out at me, Mark? I thought this song was talking about, what I got out of it was just QAnon and conspiracy theories. Honestly, like, that's what I got out of it. So I think it's just a clever play on the letter Q, which they're calling it Z, because what they're talking about in the lyrics is very apropos to people that get sucked down into conspiracy rabbit holes, and they go down into a dark, lonely place, and it's very difficult to get out of. I know multiple people in my personal life who have, and it's not a fun thing to be around. And QAnon is just one, example. There are many, of course, but that's a more famous one as of recently. So yeah, I would say, Mark, I thought this song lyrically was potentially the most interesting on the whole record, for me. But maybe that's because I have a personal, how should I put it, stake in the game on the lyrics there. So, but yeah, what do you think about this song?
That's a very interesting take and a pretty deep dive on the lyrics, I think. So I can definitely appreciate that.
Okay.
Right. I did a little diving on this song, and I saw that people think it's like a sequel to one of their earlier songs called 21st Century Blood.
Okay. I thought you were going to say 21st Century Schizoid Band. Sorry.
Whoa, buddy. We have that's another video there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's a line and it says, their generation and the world they didn't create but now have to face, which makes me think like maybe the Z is Gen Z, like, which is what they're part of.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a pretty great line, honestly, because I mean, a lot of us can say like the world that we didn't create but now have to face. Looking at you, boomers. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a witty riposte towards like, just like growing up in Gen Z and like whatever they're exposed to, and like they have to face it, I don't know. That's what I got out of it, at least with doing a little bit of research. But
sure.
So the music is on this song is very cool. It's very different than the rest of the album. It's very groovy. It almost feels like an 80s like alt rock kind of song a little bit in some parts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not as like the guitar isn't like as like crunchy, and the bass isn't as like super crunchy. It's more like, I don't even know what's a good word here, like punchy, I guess. Like
Gotcha. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's got a guitar solo. We haven't really talked about the solos on this album really, but this one has one. It's cool. It's pretty quick.
There's not a lot of solos. There's not a lot of solos, but the ones they do have, they use to effect for the song, right? And in particular, this one is, I would say, the most flashy of the solos. But even that first song, which had that solo, I thought that was a cool solo song. All right.
And this is also one of two songs with synth in it, I believe. Oh, actually, no. The next song has synth in it, not this one.
Okay, gotcha. 23. So why don't we move on to 23, which is one of my, spoiler, 3 favorite songs on the album. So let's get top 3.
Nice spoiler.
All right, hell yeah.
Same as before, what had changed I do not know, but the thought of you replayed in secret, it hurt me, but I asked for more. Falling down your rabbit hole, I kept on biting back what I was feeling. I closed my eyes and you were there, innocently
Baseline is so
underwear.
So is it you or me? Can't
It's
remember.
me, I believe.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is the first of 3 songs on the album that are sung by Paulina. And yeah, this track is, as for not being a ballad guy, I really like both ballads on the album. Well, actually, there might be another one too. I don't remember, but
Oh, there's a couple more, yeah.
is there a couple more?
There's the bonus track, and then there's Revenant, I think is a ballad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The spoiler for me, I like all of the ballads on this album. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Lyrically, I think this song, it's ambiguous. I think it could go a few ways. 23 makes it think it's like, maybe when she wrote it, she was 23 at the time. It's a coming of age song, I think, lyrically.
Yeah.
She she's dealing with like maybe heartbreak or coming to terms with being in her 20s. Like a lot of people when they get into their 20s are like, man, I'm old, and it's like, you're in your 20s, man. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Sure.
There's one line. It's, I don't know no right or wrong, a melody without a song. Yeah, I just think these are kind of ambiguous and supposed to be that way. Just a general overall like underlying sadness with the song. Musically though, I love her lyric or her vocals on this song. I think they sound very vulnerable, and they're like very soft in the beginning and they kind of explode in the middle. Yeah, I like the distorted guitar too. It gives me like a late 80s, early 90s alt rock sound to it, kind of like
Sure.
It's emotional. It's good. I really like this song a lot. This is also probably one of my favorites on the album.
All right.
Yeah, like the bass is really great. The bass is great on every song too. Like the bass mixing on this album is very good.
Yeah, the mix is good overall, but I agree. The bass sounds very good, and it stands out. It's mixed very well. Yeah.
I would describe this song as like very, emotional and poignant. And I like it a lot. So what do you think?
I think re-listening to the clip here, I think this is my favorite song on the album, actually.
Yeah, it's a very good one. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, I connected with this one a lot. I listened to this one the most on repeat, actually. So yeah, I think honestly, you pretty much covered. You did a really good job. Most of my notes about this one, I would just say the way she sings this song, she's putting all of her emotion to it. It is a bit ambiguous, at least for me, what the lyrics are talking about, but it's clear that it's talking about there's a sense of heartbreak going on. Now, why, I'm not totally sure, but and the idea of being 23, right? And I think they're around that age, I'm not sure exactly how old she was when this song was written or whatever, but maybe it has to do with the age factor. Maybe it means something totally different. I have no idea. But all I can say, Mark, is this is one that really stood out to me. Some of the strongest songwriting on it, some of the strongest production as well of the vocals, the background vocals, the harmonies. And by the time it gets to the end, it really has a truly kind of huge payoff at the end. So I think, very strong song. Probably my favorite on the record. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right. The next one is Kool Aid Kids. All right.
Somebody's got a mind of their own. Hey, you Kool Aid kids, remember things are soft through fists. Words will only make things worse.
Yeah. So that was a clip from Kool Aid Kids. I think it's me, right? They really utilized those catchy, kind of simple guitar hooks that were very popular, not only in the 90s, of course, but even in the 80s too, but especially with more 80s, like the Cars or things that were more pop oriented with the hooks of the guitars. Yeah, so that stood out to me, especially that post chorus right there. I want to talk about the lyrics though. So remember when I talked about conspiracy theories on the last one, and cults, right? Because conspiracy theories can lead into cult-like thinking, right? And this one is directly talking about cult-like thinking.
Oh yeah. Jonestown, baby.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why when I thought about the other song, I kind of put these songs together thematically. You know, I could be wrong about that other song, to be clear. This one, I don't think I'm wrong about, though, because it's pretty obvious what the song is talking about. But I think it's probably a metaphor for, groupthink, blind conformity to some kind of cult-like mindset, right? Where you're just drinking the Kool Aid. And so, conspiracy theories can do that for you. Maybe it's a type of a religion that is a cult-like, right? There's things like that. Maybe it's politics that can be cult-like, right? Anything that you get so sucked into that kind of takes your brain and you can't think for yourself anymore. You can only follow the talking points, whether that's politics, religion, conspiracy, you name it, right? Whatever it is. So I think, I think it's lyrically, and it's an interesting song. Musically, I thought it was a very catchy song overall. The main melody is very catchy. It has those hooks there with the guitars and the post chorus. So I thought it was a cool, fun song, kind of dark lyrically for sure. And it's juxtaposed with some fun music, which I tend to like that, as you know, Mark. So that's right in my wheelhouse, kind of happy sounding music that's dark lyrically. Sure. So yeah, so this is one I liked. What did you think about this one, Mark?
Yeah, it's a good one. Lyrics, I think you hit it spot on again. Just from the term Kool Aid Kids, it has to be like, a reference to Jonestown, which was a mass unaliving event where they all drank spiked Kool Aid and all unalive themselves together at the same time. Right. Of course, except for their leader. So, I think this is an allusion, like a allegory for saying, don't just be brainwashed. Like, have your own opinion, have your own thought process. Don't just be a blind leader, or don't just have blind loyalty towards somebody.
Sure.
And I think that's I personally think that's, just like common sense, but there's a lot of weak-willed people out there, I think. So,
you know what it is, Mark? I'm going to be serious for a second, I think. People, I think it's human nature to want to feel that you belong to something.
Yeah.
And when you feel like you belong to something, you get really into it. I mean, that's what being a fanatical about something is, whether it's a musical band like The Warning, right? Whether it's a sports team, right? For example. I mean, somebody's sports team wins a game and then people are destroying the city afterwards. You know what I mean? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, there's some kind of thing that's going on in people's brains that is not normal behavior for a human being, or at least for a civilized human being, but it takes over your brain, whatever it is, right? And I think you see that in not only music and sports, but even in something like politics, where I think one of the big problems we face in society personally is the sportsification of politics, where there's no real discussion about anything with people who have disagreements. Because for example, like if you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan, like I know you are, you're probably not going to be like hanging out with a Cowboys person or whatever. You know what I mean? It depends on how fanatical you are about it. But I know some people that would take it like super serious, right? So my point is like, you know, maybe you wouldn't, but I'm saying some people would. You know, some people are like, oh, I can't talk to any Cowboys fan. Like some people would just get super weird about that. The point is though, I think that really has happened with tribalism. I'm going to call it that, whether that's politics, of course, sports, but that's just the nature of it. And that's meant to be fun, right? It's not so much fun when it's cults or religion or politics, right? Because then it literally ruins people's lives. So these lyrics have gotten me thinking about a lot of things, actually. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, that was a cool song. Any last words about this one?
I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, no, it's another warning.
It is.
Just to talk briefly about what you said. Yeah, I'm in a fortunate situation where I have like a good circle of family and friends. So, you know, people that don't have that, unfortunately, just they fall victim to this kind of stuff. Like people take advantage of their, you know, their loyalty, and you know, are way more like able to be succumb to brainwashing, and it's really sad, and I hate seeing people get taken advantage of. So this is an unfortunate reality in a lot of places, but good use of lyrics in this song though, I think.
Yeah. The next one is Revenant. I'm gonna play a clip from that.
Dear boy, tell me where you're running off to now, boy. Who will be the one to break your fall, boy? Dear boy, forget all closure and start hiding now, boy. 'Cause it's about time that they hunt you down, boy. Say goodbye to all the others. Call the close and crunch the numbers. Wash your hands and wash your feet. Walk on water. Find me someone to blame. Find me somewhere to aim. And I don't know the right or wrong. A melody without a song. Show me the truth inside. Show me to stay alive. 'Cause I don't know the right or wrong. A melody without a song.
You ever hear the song, I'm crucified for my Savior? You got me singing here with this. So you heard how bad I sing, by the way, warning fans. I can't sing for anything, so you just heard it. All right. I tried to sing the melody, though. Strong song, very strong song. Am I going first or you? I don't know. We're at the end, so I'm just...
I think it's me. I think.
Okay, you go, Mark, please. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the narrative here is like she's singing to somebody at like it sounds like a campfire. I mean, you can hear like the crackling of fire.
Yes. Yeah.
So, well, what caught me off, not caught me off guard, but what I realized at first, the song's called Revenant, which is like another word for like basically a zombie.
Yes.
I don't know if that has anything to do with lyrics, but it sounds like it's like a lament for, you know, like time passing. There's like a lyric, it's, you can't erase what has been done, we cannot escape the tide of our cruel mistress keeping time. I think this is another ambiguous song lyrically, whereas like, you know, it could be like lost time or, you know, fate maybe, or destiny or something like that. So that's what I got from the lyrics, but musically, I mean, like I said in the other Pal song, like 2 songs before, I love her vocals. Her vocals are awesome. They're again haunting in this song. It's very soft in the beginning, but kind of like gets, kind of crescendos a little bit louder, until like towards the end of the song when it kind of like culminates, and then it just goes back to really soft at the end acoustically.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yep.
Yeah. It's a soft ballad. Usually I'm not a huge ballad guy, but the ballads on this album are really good. This is honestly probably another one of my favorites on the album. I listened to the song a few times, and it's really nice. It's just a really nice song. I really enjoy it. I might be biased towards Paulina, but I really like her vocals.
She's great. Yeah, she's really
great. She's also a big Neil Peart fan, so that kind of
you gotta love that. You gotta love that. So
yeah.
Let me see if I'm crazy. Let me play a clip from this. Okay. Anyway, that's it.
Sounds the same to me. Yeah, I hear it definitely.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of songs with that chord progression though, but it just jumped out to me. I like it. Something about Paulina's vocals. I don't know what it is, but the way she's able to deliver emotionally, I just tend to resonate with. So
Same.
another song that jumped out at me is one of the top songs on the record. For me, it's Revenant, 23, Choke, and the next song, which is probably my top 4 on the record, which is Martirio, something like that.
Martyrdom in Spanish.
Yes, that's correct. Let's play a clip from that.
Yeah, I never would have thought that my favorite tracks on an album would be the ballads, but here we are.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
Son las más difíciles de ver. Te asfixiaste con tus propias manos. Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar, te encuentras nuevamente abandonado. En tu martirio corté. Es tu destino. Entrégate.
That melody is very nice.
Intentas buscar explicación en lo profundo de tu ser y vuelves a caer en el vacío. Al fin te das cuenta en secreto que el dolor se quedará. Será una nueva vida de
This is a clip from Martirio, which is, as you said, is martyrdom or suffering in Spanish. I think this is there's a bonus track, right? But this is really the album closer. I think having an album closer in Spanish is when the rest of the album is in English, is just a bold move, and I appreciate it. I thought the chorus is great. I mean, everything about the song is great. The verses are really strong. The choruses are strong. It really is a builder. It builds and builds and has this really kind of grand finale to it. And for me, it was one of my top 4 or 5 songs on the album. I wouldn't say it's like top 2 or 3, but it's like the next for me, outside of that. So for me, it's like 23, Amour. What did I say? 23, Amour, Revenant, and Choke, and this one. Those are some of my top 5 on the record. What about you? We take this song, sir.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's very powerful. Like the Spanish lyrics are they work really well, honestly.
Yeah.
Spanish is a very good language to sing in. I think it flows really well. It just has a nice sound to it. Like when we did that salsa album and the other, like just the lyrics and like the vocals they just flow really well in Spanish, you know.
Yep.
And this song is definitely no exception. I think it has a great flow to it. I like the sound a lot. I like Danny's vocals on this song in Spanish. It almost has like a sweeping feel to it. There's like reverb on this song too, and like on the guitar. I think it's really good, and I agree with you. I think this is technically the true closer because of the bonus track. I think it's a very powerful statement to end the album on a Spanish song. I'm going to assume that the majority of their fans and audience are probably from English speaking countries, or at least, you know, speak English, even though they are Mexican. But I think it's a very powerful statement, and I think the song is great. And I also think it's one of the best on the album, personally. It's very powerful. It has a very common theme in their songs, I think, is a crescendo build up. They have a lot of that. You know, that starts off slow, builds up, gets like a big explosion, and then they have like a bridge, and then kind of just like comes back down to reality. This song is definitely one of those two, and yeah, it's a really good song and a really good closer.
All right, and then we'll play a clip from the bonus track and then wrap it up. Let's see.
The water's getting way too cold. I thought it learned to keep me warm, but it's reaching down my throat, and it's freezing all my bones still. I try to reach over the endless waves, can't call for help, so I'll just call my name. I'll just disappear without a trace. Is it so wrong to want to be alright? Perfect in vain, it's the same all the time.
All right. Well, this is the bonus track. It's been quite a lengthy episode, Mark, so I think we should wrap it up here, and I'll just give my final thoughts about this song. I believe this is Pau again singing. I think that's how you say her name. Like, is it? I know it's Paulina, but people call it Pau, right?
Pau, yeah.
Pau, yeah. Again, whenever she sings, she has this ability to really deliver the raw emotional aspect to it, and having it more of like in a lo-fi kind of vintage kind of antique radio style is very interesting for a bonus track on the album. And it's almost like a nice breath. It's almost like a nice relief after that you listen to the whole album, then you hear this kind of relaxing emotional song at the end. So I thought it was cool. What did you think about this bonus track?
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. Like I said, like I literally like all of the ballads on this album. Yeah, I like you hit it again on the head with like it sounds like she's on like a radio. I think that's awesome. Has like a very lo-fi feel to it. Her vocals are I'm gonna sound like a weirdo here, but they're like very sweet and like tender, you know, like they're just like just softly spoken and just very, very provoking, I think. I
don't think that makes you weird to say that.
I know. It's just I don't usually get you know, I don't use those words very often. So
sure.
It's a very intimate song, you know, like
yeah.
I almost don't even know why it's a bonus track. I feel like that would have been fine on the album. I guess because it's like it's basically just her on the song. There's nothing else, you know. It's just
right.
But she plays piano too, so yeah, this is I really like this song a lot. It's very intimate and sweet, and I think it's another honestly highlight of the album, I think, because it's just any song that can really like provoke or evoke some kind of, you know, reaction to me, I think makes it a pretty good song. So
okay.
yeah.
All
Good.
right. Well, that about does it. Overall, very cool album. Glad that we got the recommendations for this from the community, from the comments from the Warning fans. Thank you for that. This is our, first attempt at kind of doing a deeper dive into the Warning beyond just reacting to a song, of course. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you think. We do have a free community Discord, as I mentioned before, but it is really like a music club. Like, think about like a book club, but for music, right? Which we kind of see this channel as is almost like, hey, here's a book we read. What do you think about it? So not so much as to reacting to the book itself. And so you can come in there and talk about any music you want. It's all free. And of course, we do have a Warning specific channel if you want to talk about the Warning as well. And other than that, though, if you like this episode, give us a like, leave us a comment. We appreciate that. And only about 5% of our viewers are subscribed, so it really help out the channel. Any subscription, if you feel like it. You don't, of course, have to. Well, any last words, Mark?
No, solid album from a solid band.
All right, thank you. Until next time.
See y'all.
See ya.